Happy Thursday, guys. We're going to do Meet the Collection with a somewhat uncooperative Astra. You guys may remember her from a previous video or two. I know that I've used her, but she hasn't been officially introduced. Other animals from the channel that you would recognize would be Callisto and Orion, who are her direct siblings from the same clutch. She was the third of the three holdbacks that I kept. She's not as genetically striped as they are. She is sideswipe, however, so you can still see the nice clean sides there. The main reason that I kept her is her coloration. Her mother is this way. Her mother is Electra. Her father was spot on. Her father was the sideswipe. Her mother is a TBC stripe line. And she has really nice color, Electra does. Now, I love the contrast in her tail. And I don't know how much it's going to show up. It's not really ideal lighting outside right now. But she has a really nice yellow orange to black there, which I really love. A lot of people will talk about how Borneos are just brown. It really isn't the case. You can see she has some brown on her back, but she is much more yellow, much more orange, depending on the day and how fired up she is. Blacks, whites, there are some cream colors. There's a lot of things going on to like in her. Her hatch date was June 22nd of 2016. So she is about of age this season to where this upcoming winter, I will consider pairing her if she's at the size that I want. Like everything else, I do slow grow them. So, you would see a lot of people with a 2016, the same hatch date, that might be a little bit thicker than she is. But she just took a big dump too, but I like my snakes on the thin side. Nice and lean. That's where you get good solid egg production. You won't get 30 egg clutches out of snakes like this, but you typically get 100% hatch rate. You get really nice eggs that do really well. And I would rather have, quality over quantity any day. And I don't know if you'll be able to see, she has really great eyes. Thanks a lot. Personality-wise, she's a lot like her mother. She can be very vocal. She can be very shifty, wanting to get her way. She can be a little pushy, but she is very sweet deep down, and she's very forgiving of me. She almost got me yesterday. I was just doing a check, and I made the mistake of opening her cage with my hand, and I couldn't see where she was when I opened it. She's in a cage where I can't see in, and she almost got my hand coming out, just food response. Which is very common at night, especially. I'd had lights out and I turned the lights back on to do a couple of checks before I went to bed. But as you can see, she's not a defensive animal or nervous animal by any means. I'm hoping that color is coming along. I'm trying to shift her a little bit so you can see some of it. You lose quality in the video, especially I just film on a cell phone, so I'm not filming on some state-of-the-art camera here. Well, I guess comparatively speaking, cell phone cameras are pretty good now. Come on, let me see your head. Getting snakes to cooperate for stuff like this just doesn't work very well. But I love her eyes. I have some really nice close-up pictures of her eyes. She doesn't know what to do. She's just staring at my phone. Hopefully that's not too blurry. Just a really great animal. Really nice pinks on her head too, which I'm sure aren't showing up. Going down the line on her face where it goes from black to yellow there. Has some really nice pinks in person. She doesn't have the classic Borneo head where you get that real nice cross. But she does have obviously a real nice line down it. Just a really great all-around snake. One that I'm very much looking forward to seeing on eggs. Just because of what she brings to the table with the sideswipe gene and the funky striping and the just real nice color. The hardest thing I've had is picking what male I want to put to her. I've gone over and over in my head. Part of me wanted to put my ocelot male to her because he's got some really nice yellows too. But then I wasn't sure about that. I have this other funky striped male from Matt. That's a Philly Herp stripe line. He's got nice color, so he's one that I've thought about. And then I have a ton of sideswipe stuff that I could do to her as well. If she had been a male, I would have definitely put her back to her mother. I haven't been able to get a male that has this color that I want that I've kept. I've sold a couple that I didn't think were going to color up this nice, and I was wrong. Look at those great orange eyes. She's just such a beautiful animal and such a wonderful animal. And like I said, she's not one of my moodiest short tails by any stretch, but she is far from, you know, my most relaxed in any situation. She's not a snake that I would hand off to any old person like a lot of my collection. I'd feel confident. She takes a long time to earn her trust, which is very, very similar to her mother. Electra is one of those snakes that took me about 8 months before she really began to trust me. And now it's great, you know, she'll put on a show from time to time, but she would never, ever do anything other than just try to act like she's going. You can see that nice thick tail stripe she has there. That's another thing that I really love, is a nice thick tail stripe. I have quite a few snakes that have that. It's just one of those things that I like, and I like to work with in my lines. But you can see that contrast. Even though I don't think the orange and yellow is really showing up to its full potential, you can definitely see that yellow to black and how cool that is. I'm really hoping to work with that color and magnify it more. We'll see what I'm able to do with it in the coming years, but that's definitely one of my major goals with this particular snake and this sideswipe line. I want really dark sideswipe stuff, and then I want this lighter stuff where, you know, the contrast is just ridiculous. So that's the goal, to get this even more orange and yellow, and to see if we can get that blacker, which I don't know if you're going to get much blacker than she is now in a Borneo. So no complaints there. If it just stays that black, I'm happy, but if it gets blacker, that would be cool too. So once again, this is Astra, and we're going to sign out. I'll upload this a little bit later because I got to take the new puppy over to my friend's house for dinner. She's going to meet them and get out and meet some people. Alrighty, guys, we'll see you. Oh, also, they haven't arrived yet, but I'm supposed to have stickers coming in today. So if people are interested in stickers, I'll be selling those pretty cheap. I just have to figure out what it cost me to send them out. I stopped at the post office and got all the supplies, but I've just got to sit down and crunch the numbers. So hopefully by Saturday's video, I'll have those to show you. So if people are interested, you can you know, send me a message somewhere. I don't even know if you can message people on YouTube. I'm really tech stupid. But I know that you can on my Instagram or on my Facebook. So chances are, if I can figure out how to put a link to one of those things, I'll do that on the next video for you. So just be aware. We'll see you guys. Have a good one.